Hey everybody, it's the coach, and this is Monday Night Football on EA Sports. Straight ahead, we've got a great one on tap between the Seattle Seahawks and the Minnesota Vikings. I'll be back at halftime to look at some of these stats and scores from Sunday's action. But for now, it's Monday Night Football. And to call the action, here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
And we find ourselves at the stadium that played host to Super Bowl 52, the wondrous U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Seattle Seahawks and the Minnesota Vikings. Hi again, everyone. Brandon Godden alongside Charles Davis. And Charles, you look at this Vikings ball club, and they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. They come in playing some decent football, 5-3 in their last 8 games.
And this coaching staff has to be pleased with how their defense played last week. They held their opponents to 3 points, and that was it. If they get anything comparable to that performance, this one's in the bag.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Seahawks, they too were winners last time out, so something's got to give here.
And I love it when both teams come in off of wins. Great mindsets, and it usually leads to a really well-played game.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Here's Rashad Penny, first carry for the former San Diego State Aztec. And he'll get this only up to about the 35. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Here's the offense. Certainly some threats on this offense, and one of them that they target is Doug Baldwin.
Not only does he do a nice job catching the ball downfield, he's also a tremendous blocker that helps unleash the running game.
On 2nd down, here's Penny. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. Quickly now a look at the defensive starters for Minnesota.
Named an All-Pro for the first time in 2017, cornerback Xavier Rhodes relishes the challenge of guarding the game's top wide receivers. He'll trail them anywhere, even into the opposing backfield, to make big-time plays.
Dumps that off to Penny as running back. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. Give him 3 on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down.
There's an example of good situational football being played by a defense. They understood where the 3rd down play was, the down and distance, and made sure they didn't get anywhere near that, bringing up 4th down.
Yeah, they were sniffing out that marker, didn't want to let him get close to there, and now a likely 3 and out to start.
Yeah, I love the way they rallied to the football and got to him and made sure he didn't give up much run after catch.
So here's the Viking offense making their way out. They'll have Lamar Jackson calling the shots, the former Heisman Trophy winner from Louisville.
And I thought it was a really nice performance last week by him. 3 touchdown passes. I think that signifies exactly what he was getting done. He did have the 1 interception.
But that's the ratio you say you're okay with, right?
If you go 3-1, you're going to be pretty happy over the course of the season. And let's face it, he'll never blame the receiver publicly. But behind closed doors, he probably told his agent, hey, what's the deal? I should have had a perfect game.
On the ground, this is Saquon Barkley. And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, it's nothing but room to run.
And again, the run defense stout this time. He maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage, but no more. Well, they know how to protect the pass, but sometimes cornerbacks, they can also stop the run, can't they?
Is that what we call a complete corner? Yeah, because we're so used to these guys just being defenders in the pass game. How about the guys that can come up and make the tackles? That's what we just saw there for no gain, too.
And he fires one, but incomplete.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
So still a scoreless game in the first, but they're going to go for this thing on their own side of the field on 4th down. They'll indeed go for it with Jackson. He's going to loft one deep over the middle. And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, Vikings. A big play there. 81 yards. And the Vikings have taken a first-quarter lead. So it was 4th down. They go deep to try to pick up the first. They pick up more than that. They pick up a score.
I'm not even sure the analytics guys would think that was a good gamble. 4th down there going for it. But they pressed the issue. And not only did they complete the pass downfield, how about the run after catch that ends up culminating in a touchdown? That's a huge play.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. A 4-play drive spanning 80 yards. And it's polished off by a Viking score. Carlson now to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Here come the Seahawks now, set to take over on offense. And hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win 2nd down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
Throwing now, Wilson on 1st down. Wilson snags it left side. No gain there on the completion, 2nd and 10.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Now Wilson on 2nd down. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. His first catch, good for 16 and a first.
He's a rookie, and you don't want to get hung up on the word potential. But when you see him make catches like that, you keep thinking to yourself, he's good.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Everson Griffin in there to bring him down for a loss of 7.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
To throw is Wilson. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he was unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
On 3rd down, Wilson. And this is going to be incomplete.
I think the punter might start to get into a pretty good rhythm here if he keeps getting opportunities. But that's the last thing his team wants to have happen, right? The last thing you want to see is your punter feeling pretty good because he's out there all the time.
Yeah, first quarter only, but they're 0 for 2 on 3rd down conversions to start this thing. So he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And the Vikings will be backed up deep to begin their drive as they take over 1st and 10. They'll start out on the ground, and Saquon Barkley looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading the play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Back Now with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Second quarter begins with the Vikings holding the football. They've got it 2nd and 10 to start things out. The stop for no gain brings up 2nd and 10 from the 20. Now Jackson on 2nd down. Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. Frank Clark. He's the one that got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9.
All right, let's go ahead and detail this situation here. 3rd and long coming up. Back near your own goal line. I would be very hesitant about throwing the football in this situation.
Maybe just run up the middle?
Yeah, I think that might be the spot for them. You got to try and find some space for your punter because you don't want him backed up.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. Past the 20. 10. Touchdown, Vikings. A big play there. 95 yards. And the Vikings get the quick strike touchdown. And when a Hail Mary is completed for a touchdown pass like that, I think any defensive coordinator just puts their face right into their hands.
I don't think there's any doubt about it, and I don't have stats in front of me. I don't have the empirical numbers that say that in recent years the Hail Mary pass has been completed more than it has been, but it feels that way, doesn't it? And I know the defenses are spending more time on it. I think the biggest mistake they make is that they play everything from behind the receiver. I think they've got to start getting people in front as well to try and knock the ball away.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that'll make the score 14-0. Carlson now to kick this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between.
The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Daniil Hunter in there for the 20th time this year as he continues what could be a record-setting season.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. So he loses 3 yards there. Now 3rd down.
Some of these play calls, I think they're a little conservative. But you know me, because it's easy to sit up in this booth, right, and make all the calls and think I'm going to be correct. But I would like to see them open things up, because otherwise this defense is going to gang up on the run and shut them down.
And some room to maneuver. And able to get it here to about the 16-yard line. Call it a pickup of 7, and it'll be 4th down. Now here's Michael Dixon as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. This is brought in at the 21. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. The great blocking nearly sprung him there. 28-yard return. And the Vikings, they'll be set up well as they take over in great field position. 1st and 10. Good starting field position for the Vikings as they have it 1st and 10. The pitch goes to Barkley. Oh, he's got some breathing room. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of the yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another 1st down with that run.
Let's go.
They keep it with Barkley on 1st down. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
Well, that didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
The rush defense stout on 1st down. Here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. On 2nd down, here's Jackson. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It's way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
On third down, Jackson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Barkevius Mingo in there to sack him, and that is 10 for him now on the year. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. More from Minneapolis after this. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. And he's going to go down again. The Vikings unable to convert here on fourth. And that will force a turnover on downs. Well, their first fourth down attempt earlier was successful. This one backfires for a turnover on downs.
I like their aggressiveness. I like what they're doing. They got it the first time they went for it. Why not a second time? I don't think they'll be daunted from attempting it again.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Daniil Hunter in there for the sack, and that is now 21 for him on the year. Wow. From midfield now, here's Wilson. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Daniil Hunter in there for sack number 22 on the year. Just a half sack shy now of Michael Strahan's record of 22 and a half set in 2001. Third and long, it's Wilson. And the pass complete to Ryan Graham. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. And now the Vikings are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And now following that timeout, the defense back out onto the field. Now here's Michael Dixon. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. Now this is fielded in the end zone. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the offense will come back out deep in their own territory. As the offense takes the field, we zero in on Lamar Jackson. And maybe he's starting to wave the white flag a little bit. He's playing pretty well, but the pressure, it's got to him. Throwing now, Jackson on first down. And nearly picked off. Surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but it does get away and it's second down. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Here's Jackson throwing again. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number one. He was looking for John Ross that time. And it's third down.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Yeah, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
And now a shot taken on third down, but it's going to wind up incomplete. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. He won't go down. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Doug Baldwin and company getting ready to go again on offense. You better believe that he's well aware he has 0 catches right now, and they're losing, so he's probably a little hungry.
And you know the guys on defense are aware as well, and they're really excited he has no catches, but they're also worried because a lot of times it's like the ticking time bomb. The longer you hold him down, when he finally explodes, look out.
Yeah, no catches, though, so far in this game. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. On second down, Wilson brought in over the middle by Graham. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Now a play fake here on first down. Wide open receiver complete. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 17 yards on the pickup there. The drive will continue. It's a first down. And now the passing game here in the second quarter starting to heat up a little bit.
Don't you feel the rhythm starting to happen, right? You see it now. The confidence is starting to rise. I think now's a play caller. Because that has happened, you lean on it a little bit more. You don't go totally away from running the football, but you do say, guess what? We can throw it. We can throw it well with a whole lot of confidence.
Again, Wilson. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. First down, a bit of a disaster, and now on second and goal, back even further. We have hit halftime. Still two. Due to time constraints, we move you forward in today's broadcast to the beginning of the third quarter. The Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half. This is fielded at the goal line. And a nice return sets them up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the third. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, I think you can take the spirit away from another team. That their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
It's still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're just right there on the brink, aren't they?
And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on second and 12.
Detroit!
On second down, Jackson. He's got the connection over the middle to Diggs. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Give him 30 yards there.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for first and 10. They'll throw on first down with Jackson. And that's going to be incomplete. Knocking it away there defensively, Justin Coleman. Ball on the 42 as they come up second and 10. Second and 10. Here's Jackson again. He rifles one that's intercepted. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. Oh, he's got a little daylight. 20. And he's going to score. It's a Seahawk touchdown. Well, we know this defense has athleticism. Spots like that prove us right.
I love the way that you spotlighted the athleticism because you and I both know the best athletes on the field, they play on defense.
Oh, I don't know. I was a kicker. You got to remember that now.
Come on, come on.
Fine. Zerline connects on the extra point, and that'll make our score 14-7. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. And following the pick six, and they've decent field position in throwing that pick six. We'll see how they attack this round.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told him, and they told us, they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
Here we go now.
Jackson now off the bootleg. They'll roll him out right. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on.
Intentional grounding, offense.
In the pocket, chucked it away. Flag comes down.
So you got to move a little bit, right? Know where you are in the field, have some awareness. Tackle to tackle. You got to get outside of that tackle box in order to get that done.
So after that safety, now a free kick situation forthcoming as they punt it away from the 20.
Free kick out of bounds. Kicking team.
So they will accept the penalty and move forward. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10, right at the 30. They go play action with Wilson. He's going to air this out for Baldwin. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. The intended target, Doug Baldwin, and that'll bring up 2nd down. They have not gotten him going at all. Tried to spark something there with a longer throw, unable to complete it.
But you have to keep trying. He's one of their best playmakers. No matter what it says on the scoreboard, you're always trying to get him the football.
And down he goes just beyond the 35, and that pretty move got him some extra space to run. They get 6 here after the incompletion, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 4.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters a normal space.
The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Daniil Hunter in there yet again. What else is new as he continues to rewrite the record book in single-season sacks.
My man, it's been a rough night for that offensive line, and it's only getting rougher. 5 sacks now that they've given up in this contest so far. It feels like the witching hour out here, doesn't it?
Okay, stupid question. What's the witching hour?
Yeah, the witching hour. That's when everything goes haywire late at night.
Now here's Michael Dixon. He's been terrific so far. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. This is taken at about the 14. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10. The Vikings offense now heading out to take over. And last time they surrendered the safety, we know they don't want to do that again.
That is just one of those oddities in scoring that we get. And it's just so strange to see that go up on the board. And then you got to make sure that that doesn't happen to your team again. They've got to take care of the ball.
But boy, it juices up the defense.
Oh, without a doubt. That's a great way to score some points.
They begin with a run by Barkley. And he's got some space here. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. First play of the drive going for 14 and also going for a 1st down.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
To throw is Jackson. Now he'll be wrapped up around the waist and pushed down. Nazir Jones in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
On 2nd down, here's Barkley. And some room to roam now. He's able to rip off 32 on that one. It's a 1st down.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. Oh, and now he bowls him over. So a nice job to break the one tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
On second down, Cook. Cook able to escape, and he doesn't quite make it, taking it with an eyelash. Dropped it to 1. That burst good for 20 and a first down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. They'll run with Cook, and he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. A great effort there with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Vikings are going to add on to their lead. A good, sustained drive there in this third quarter, capping it off with a touchdown to give them a nice 2-score advantage.
It was actually a fun one to watch, wasn't it? I mean, for me, seeing the mix of what they did, how they moved the ball downfield, very sharp, too. Each and every play seemed to be executed with great dispatch.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. For the fourth quarter, will begin with a kickoff following the score on the final play of the third quarter. Carlson now to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. He got 29 yards that time. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains.
If you're running out route, it's likely you're going to end up near the sideline. And what did we just see there?
Toe tap.
You got it. The benefits of practice. Toe tapping, foot dragging, picking it up.
And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. Daniil Hunter in there to get him again. And that's his 6th sack of the ball game. One off the NFL record of 7.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks.
And the pressure gets to him again. Wilson of the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here. From the shotgun, Wilson. Going to throw right side here, complete. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. Now they'll get 15, but that won't be nearly enough. It's 4th down.
I don't know how many times, not just in my playing career, but you and I working together, have we ever heard a coach say, you know, I just don't have that play on my call sheet. And that's really what we had here. That was a big hole they were trying to get out of.
Yeah, big gain, still a ways to go, though. Looking for Baldwin, intercepted. Picked off by the former first-rounder Trey Waynes. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games. And now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39.
A first down carry for Barkley. A spin. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
The toss out to Barkley. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. And Justin Coleman brings him down.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. Now a toss right to Barkley. And some space here. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. And quickly we're going to get another stop here with 1:54 left as they call the timeout defensively. So a solid run by Saquon Barkley and another 1st and 10 here.
4 down, 4 down. Set! Blue 90! Blue 90!
Now they'll run it on the toss. Trying to get out wide, but he's going to be tackled right near the line of scrimmage. And now we're going to get a timeout defensively. So another stop, 1:50 left in the football game. Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up 2nd and 10.
Leopard! Leopard!
Now they'll run it on the toss. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. As they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
Detroit! Detroit!
Jackson from the shotgun. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. Frank Clark in there to get him for a loss of 9, and that'll lead to 4th down. Well, they went with a nickel. They throw in an extra defensive back. Coverage was very good.
Yeah, it was exactly as you would expect. A passing down. You bring in the nickel package. Just as you described, the coverage was excellent and allowed one of their linemen to end up getting to the quarterback.
And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it. And the play clock is going to run out here. They're in no hurry to get a play off.
Delay of game, offense.
That's going to set them back 5 yards. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. They're going on 4th down. It's Jackson. Lets it fly for Thielen. And that is incomplete. The Vikings unable to convert here on 4th. And now possession's going to go over with a football at the 20-yard line. Boy, sitting on a 2-score lead at this stage in the game, that punter, he must be pretty lonely over there on the sideline thinking, why in the world was my number not called there?
As far as he's concerned, the check was still cash, right? It is your choice not to use me in this situation. But I also look at it this way. You know, some coaches are more aggressive than others. They just want to take care of the football, have the ball on offense, and go at it that way. So a very interesting call, but he wants to take care of the ball himself.
2nd and 10 now, Wilson. That's a loss of 8 yards there to bring up 3rd. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. This is caught, and he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Doug Baldwin, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Seahawks able to make this a close game again. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a 1-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
They had to go for it with no timeouts remaining, though, now. This one's as good as over.
They gave it an effort. They tried their best, did everything they could to try and get the ball on the onside kick. You're exactly right. They had to try it. It was their only option. And now this game is done. Just take it, kneel, and call it a day.
A handoff to Barkley. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college, and how about in the NFL? The miracle of the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee, and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time. Ball popped free. Philadelphia picks it up and wins the game.
What year was that?
1978. I think it was in November.
It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to bring up a 3rd and about 7 left. I guess the simple question, why not just take a knee there?
I don't understand either why you would take any sort of a chance. We've seen it happen in the game of football. Doesn't matter whether you've watched high school, college, or the NFL. Some people get a little greedy, try to get that extra running play in, and it can backfire on them.
And Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf. They were able to do that here in this one.
Similar to a tennis match, right? Not letting them break your serve. That way you hold on to it. They got it done, and they feel very good about that victory.
So for the Vikings, they pick up win number 7 on the year. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the Green Bay Packers. Meanwhile, for Seattle, the loss is number 8 for them on the year. And they'll have a chance at redemption next week at home against the Los Angeles Rams. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew.